Hi, I'm Rich Barretta. Welcome to RB Body Shop. Today we're going to focus on a set of muscles known as our hamstrings. Bicep femoris, long head and short head, semitendinosus, semimembranosus. So we get an understanding of what we're working with. Let's figure out where we basically locate these muscles. Let's see here. We'll do the red ones for the semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the green ones will represent the bicep femoris, long head and short head. Origin of these muscles comes to the base of my pelvis, right here, this sucker bone. Ischial tuberosity. They run one inside, semimembranosus, semitendinosus just inside of it. They run inside your thigh, cross over your knee, and insert below the lateral condyle of your tibia, outside of this bone right here. On the inside, or the outside, I should say, you have bicep femoris, and has two heads as well. The long head starts off the base of your pelvis, same spot as here, ischial tuberosity. Comes down, inserts below the knee to the inside, lateral condyle. The other one is the medial, lateral condyle of your tibia. Then it has one more, which is a shorter head, which starts approximately here, midway down, skinnier, much skinnier than the other ones, and again attaches here to the lateral condyle of your tibia. They are known to do, this one in particular, bend the knee like so, also extend the hip, meaning it makes your femur come from this point here, pulling your femur all the way back through here, as well as working with the glutes. Okay. Now we know where we can find them on our body. Let's take a look at what they look like on the inside. Okay, on our chart, let's look at the bones. From the front view, we got our femur, tibia and fibula here. And we'll go back view. So again, coming up this bone right here, you're going to have two, semimembranosus running here, semitendinosus running here, bicep femoris, short head will be here, long head again comes from here and wraps around, attaching below the knee. Looking what those muscles will look like, layers up. This is what it looks like when they're all layered up. Bicep femoris, long head, semitendinosus, semimembranosus, and the bicep femoris short head we can't see in this photo because it sits underneath. If I scroll back, here it is right here on the outside. Let me blow that up for you. Bicep femoris short head right here. This muscle here, a gracilis, this one tends to get stuck oftentimes, as well as the adductors, to our hamstrings that run back through here. So for today, we're going to focus on just trying to unlock the hamstrings, but also understanding we're going to look into, let's get our adductor muscles. We'll be able to hit the gracilis, which is right here. We want to address this muscle with the hamstring. So we're going to go for 5 particular muscles today. I will leave the chart up to here. Now back 5. Okay, what I'm going to need. The technique I use or developed is very similar to, say, a Thai massage. Unfortunately, with the Thai massage, I always need someone to put their knees or kneel on you that they do the gripping and the pulling of the muscles. So over time, I've been working on different ways or different tools that will help me accomplish the same thing, which is basically be able to grab the muscle, grip the muscle. And if it is short, tight, has a lot of adhesions and trigger points, I want to be able to basically go through it and stretch it out like so. In addition to that, being able to stretch it either from side to side, moving in this direction, or back and forth, or in many cases, the fascia, very similar to, say, like the casing on sausage. These muscles, because of the fascia being a little sticky, may stick together. So what I'm also trying to do is I want to go in and I'm going to basically roll through here and try to also cross fiber or separate a lot of the fibers or the muscles themselves that are sticking together. So we use a cross fiber technique, which is a side to side or east to west, and then a north and south technique for elongated. Again, I'm not trying to dig it on the muscle and just grind at it. I'm trying to take control where I find trigger points or adhesions, where it feels like very gummy and very sticky, where instead of the fibers being all soft and pliable, they're all twisted and knotted up. We'll start out with the on the hamstrings. I want to begin with, I'm going to go medial side, inside. So my first target muscle, we're going to start with the hamstrings. So we'll start from here, all the way up top. Now I'm going to start with a softer nub. There's two different nubs I use. These are AccuMobility. If you want to purchase them, you can simply go on my website, Barretta.com. Go into our store and you'll see them listed on the home page. On my store page, and you'll be able to get these through Amazon. So again, Barretta.com. You'll find these on my site, and you can order them through Amazon. The orange one is a little softer. The blue one is a little harder, and I use them for different techniques. Some more of the orange is similar to kind of massaging, ripping, stretching, softer technique on the muscle. Where the blue one, I can kind of grip it more and focus more on either the stretching or holding something, or holding a trigger point while I make the muscle go through a range of motion by elongating it. I'll start out with the orange one for today. What I need is something, a chair. I can sit up on a bench. What I use are my steps. Pretty much only need one set, but I like to have two. Usually when I'm at home, I have a longer bench, which makes it easier to work with. So again, if I want to start with the hamstring on the medial side, this side right here, I'm going to line up my leg, turn a little bit to the inside like so, place it on that muscle. Now, how I know I have it, I go back and forth so I can feel literally I am flopping that muscle from side to side. I can move up the muscle a little bit and go down a little bit. Now I go a little bit of north and south on it, and I can feel which direction it's actually running. So again, it's running up and down my leg, or north and south. If I go back and forth, I'm doing cross fiber, or I can take each muscle and flop it one over top of the other. So now I'm in the belly of the muscle right here. I'm going to start with my technique of gripping the muscle and moving my body about 4 inches or so, moving my whole hip and femur as one piece in a north and south motion. The nub, or AccuMobility ball, is gripping the muscle, allowing me to stretch it, and stretch it, and stretch it. I'm changing the angle slightly on the muscle because I know it's shaped more like a cylinder, very similar to this roller. So my technique is to be going, stretching the muscle down like this, and working a little inside and a little outside. Okay? Dig that muscle out. You'll find the muscles, in this case when I turn inward here, I see it bumping into the gracilis. If I go a little to the outside of it, I start to pick up the beginning, or the part where the semimembranosus comes in. So now I'm going to start working my way up the leg to begin with. All right? I'm going to move up 2 inches on the muscle where I was. So I basically move my body forward, resting on the same muscle. If you don't know you have it, give me a little side to side. Okay, got it. Now I'm going to go back to a north and south technique. I'll do this about 10 times or so. I'll move up another 2 inches on that same muscle. Put a cross fiber, make sure I got it. And again, about 8 to 10 times, moving it north and south. You'll notice on some muscles in some areas, it's going to be a lot hotter, a lot more irritating. The less you roll, if you've never actually done this to your body, I'm sure you're going to be very gummy and very locked up in here. But remembering to always relax and breathe and let the muscles stay soft, where you can work around and really go exploring and make sure that the muscle all the way through, again, don't just tap this area here. Work around. Maybe the fibers on the inside here are a little gummy, or certain sections are stickier or more irritated than others. So I'm really going on more of an exploration. I'll do a little side to side. I'll go back to that north and south again. I'm moving it up. I'm almost all the way up top. Feel where I am. I'm up in this area right here. So again, I'm following this muscle, going up and down. Cross fiber goes back and forth, where I can literally flop this muscle over top. So I'm all the way up top of that area, working my way through. Now I'm going to work my way from the midpoint here, back down to the bottom on that same muscle. Again, move down to the start point where I began, midpoint, and again, I go back with my north and south technique. So here I am going back with my north and south technique. Again, finding that muscle, working my way down, move it down 2 inches. Again, if I feel like I don't know where the muscle is, quick cross fiber, there it is. And again, stay on it. Rotating the femur a little in and out, that's your thigh bone. A little in and a little out to make sure I get that muscle from all different angles. Get down one more time, I'm almost to the knee joint. Working my way down, and one more time. Last time at the bottom, get that out of the way. Now what I'm doing, you have to make sure you hold your hips up in the air so you can move your body back and forth. If you sit here and just kind of rock, you're not going to be able to grip that muscle and get this technique of, this is the nub, moving and taking the muscle and stretching it and stretching and stretching it. So again, using that nub technique to stretch, stretch, and stretch. Moving one time over, let's go to the semimembranosus, which is going to walk right next door. So we came from this muscle here, take one step to the inside. I'm sorry, more to the outside. So we're here on the this one, take one step over. Again, so I know I have it. Right here in the belly is where I want to be. I want to go side to side. Feel that that muscle is right next door to the one I just got off of. Not too far over. And definitely not the same muscle again. So now I've done my side to side, I've dug it out. I'm going to go back to my north and south technique. And again on this one, I'm always focusing, like the last, of changing the angles of my femur to work into that muscle at slightly different angles so I get a better feel. And really focus on stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, trying to pull that gumminess open. Muscles should be soft and pliable like these bands, not all locked up and gummy like steel. Now, I want to move up the leg 2 inches. Again, same technique. If I couldn't find it, quick side to side, dig it out. This one tends to get a little gummier because it's sticky, very close to one another in this area. Move up again, another 2 inches. Now I always want to make sure I'm sitting at the end of the bench or the table. This way my leg can hang off so I have some weight and grip. Why I'm up here is if I sit on the floor, I can get this nub, but there's not enough movement or should I say weight that I can get on top of this, that in this case I can lift my hip up and really put that muscle right on it. I'm not trying to dig in, I'm just trying to get enough grip that I can pull and stretch that muscle. As I go north and south, again working that muscle around, I can stretch in all different directions. Moving it up one more time, I'm almost to the very top. So again, now I am up in this area right here. Back to our live roll. So we're getting to the origin of the muscle where it gets a little ropey and a little hot up in this area. So usually in the belly is where you get a little stickiness, but up here on these they get a little hot sometimes. Okay, now we're going to go back down. Same muscle, starting from the midpoint here. Again, work our way down. It won't take us more than a minute to get down on this one. So again, make sure you're on the same muscle because you started in the belly again. A quick flop side to side. And this is your semimembranosus, hamstring muscle. People that do a lot of running use the crap out of these muscles. So every time you run, this muscle contracts, contracts, contracts. It gets tighter and tighter and gummier. You keep working out on it, you keep making it sticky and gummy because you keep breaking it down. Granted, it may rebuild, but a lot of times it rebuilds gummy and sticky. So we do nothing for maintenance on our body. We spend all our time, what? I gotta work out today. Get them all the way down the bottom and breaking it up. Again, this is RB Body Shop. I'm your host, Rich Barretta. Moving on to the next one, we'll go to the bicep femoris. Again, this sucker right here. Let's get that out. Big, thick, fat donkey muscle. He's got a little brother. Sits underneath. He's got a short head on him. Let's get him out here. Whoop. Bear with me. And there he is. Little skinny sucker. He's not exactly a beach muscle, but he's good for knee stability, and when we do our roll-ups and hamstring work, that's when we're using that guy. Okay, back to the main agenda. Let's start with the little skinny guy first. So in order to get him, we have to bend our knee. I'm going to take the nub, and he sits from the halfway point down at my thigh, from the halfway point toward my knee. So he's a little farther down. Change it. So this one, where I am on the outside part of the hamstring, with my knee bent, because I have to put slack in the big sucker, his big brother, so I can find this little guy. Move over a little bit, and there he is right there. So again, right in the belly of it, where I can get him. Once I dig him out, I give myself a little north and south. Now with this guy, to try to straighten my knee out a little bit, that's going to be elongated. Now he's a little more lengthened out, so I get a better stretch on him. Again, I'm using that technique of stretch, stretch, and stretch. Using the nub, that my body, I move my skeleton and the muscle gets left behind or stretched open. Look down a little more, it's a very short muscle. Again, it gets a little hotter down here as I get closer to the tendon. But again, I want to focus on getting that angle and feel if it's sticking to anything nearby. Is it gummy? Is it tight? Is it hot? Circular motion like so, break them up, and he's good to go. Moving upward and just inside of that guy, I'm going to find the big sucker, his big brother, biceps. So I know I'm on him because I can move him side to side. There he is. Now I'm going to go back to my north and south technique. I'm going to work this guy all the way up, all the way down. So he's kind of fat, he's kind of wide. So you got to give a little movement. Well, now I'm on the outside of him. Now I move over, now I'm on the inside of him. But again, he's like that cylinder. He's round, just like the bone is. So I'm working my way on this muscle here. I'm coming inside, I'm coming outside, I'm digging him open. I start working my way up the leg, move it up 2 inches. As I get up a little higher here, I'm going to start to run into the gluteus maximus. So right now, I'm going to stay on that hamstring and try to get underneath of the glute. So I got to follow that line. Moving up 2 inches, again, a quick cross fiber. The glute will sit on top of these muscles as I go, so I want to make sure I come in from the bottom or underneath so I can stay on this one all the way up. So I want to ride it up through here, not kind of fall off the side and run on top of my glute. I simply can push the glute out of the way to get to it. Break it up, move it up one more time. Now if I go a little more to my hip side over here, I start to find where the glute's coming in. I want to come back a little more toward my inner thigh, away from my hip, and I'm going to find, there's where the bicep femoris runs all the way up. So just try to avoid that glute. My glute is relaxed. Again, I'm up here on the outside of my femur, bicep femoris, long hip. Loosen all the way up. Going downward. Start at the midpoint. I'll go back to my north and south. And if you couldn't find it, you weren't sure, quick cross fiber, working your way back down again. 2 more inches, almost to the bottom. A little sticky right here. Again, another 2 inches. Okay, for a little bonus, we're going to hit our gracilis. Okay, so we'll go back to the inside. Back to the inside, we want to find this sucker here. Gracilis is going to be this big boy right there. Now ladies, granted yours isn't this thick and muscular, most of you guys don't have it that well developed, but it wouldn't make much sense to have a diagram that had little skinny, scrawny muscles that would make it really hard to notice or see them. So again, we want to go after this sucker here, the gracilis. In order to get him, that's why I need 2 benches. Just catch the meaty part. As I sit, I want to turn my thigh inward like so, internal rotation. So I have the hamstring right here, semitendinosus, or membranosus. I'd make one more turn, and a quick little side to side allows me to find that muscle pretty easy. Again, if I come up about 1/4 of the way to almost halfway up the thigh, it's easier to find it. The further down you get, the skinnier it gets, and the closer it gets toward the origin of the insertion, the harder it is to find it. Now with this one, I'm going to move this guy side to side a little bit, and I'll trace him up with the side to side technique. Really flop it. So now that I have him dug out, I'll go to my north and south. Trying to stretch him. Again, changing the angle of my femur, thigh bone, so I can get him at whatever angle I can as far as adjusting. Get up one more time. Make sure you have your nub at the end of your bench, not too far inland. Starts to get real gummy in here because I'm running into my other adductor muscles. The gracilis is an adductor muscle running on the inside part of your thighs. But now I'm into the region where his little helpers, 4 other adductors, being adductor Barretta's, longus and magnus, and all the way up top, a little continuous. But these get real tight, real sticky, real gummy because we don't use them a lot. We don't get a lot of range of motion out of these. We tend to tighten them up all the time. People focusing so much on stability, don't focus on range of motion, and these muscles over time, they'll become more stable, but they're going to get a lot tighter and gummier. They lock up. But one more time. So all the way up top. I'll go down, finish up the bottom set. Hit that cross fiber to make sure, yeah, there he is, I got him. Once I dig him out, then it's easier to go in that north and south direction. My focus is, I want to grip the muscle, just stretch it in all different directions. Up and down, side to side, move it around. Really spending a lot of time looking around to see, is it hot, is it gummy, is it sticky, is it sensitive, does it feel soft, is it nice and relaxed and gummy? Or is it just all dead hard tissue in there? Get one nub right in here. Add a little extra attention to. This is where the adductor magnus and longus get involved, and they tend to get really stuck to my gracilis. So when the muscles get stuck together, it's hard to do a lot of the movements you want to do, and then you end up with either knee pain or back pain, or you feel like a burning sensation in the joints. My knee burns, or my ligaments, my glutes feel hot, or my hamstring feels hot and irritated. Okay. So again, that's Rich Barretta, RV Body Shop. Today's muscles we focused on were the hamstring region. Semitendinosus, semimembranosus, bicep femoris, long head and short head, and we put a little bit in the adductor of the gracilis. You can follow me on Instagram at Rich Barretta. check out my website, richbarretta.com. I offer other classes as far as online, either through Zoom or FaceTime. In addition to that, we offer a lot of our classes are free. Once again, live to New York City, this is Rich Barretta, RB Body Shop. Peace out.